Hello everybody, how are you doing? Nairobi teacher here with another reaction video. So this is definitely a reaction YouTube channel. So if you're here for reaction, then you are in the right place. Before we go any further, please hit that like button and subscribe button, because those definitely they do help with the video getting promoted or suggested by YouTube. So that is why we always request for those likes. Anyway, I will go straight into it like I always do. Now, I haven't welcomed new subscribers. On the last video that I did, for some reason I got 15 subscribers. That has not happened for quite some time. So yes, to the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. I do appreciate you. Welcome you coming in, and yes, like I said, it's a reaction channel, so you'll be expecting a lot of reaction videos. Yes, and I also want to take this opportunity to appreciate those people who appreciate my little vlogs here and there. I do not take that one for granted. It really makes my heart jump with joy. So thank you very much for always appreciating what I put out on this channel. Anyway, now let me go straight into this reaction. And this reaction, mostly I'll be focusing on Marwa and Rocio's relationship. I have seen two videos that tells me that everything is not okay. Okay, we all understand that Rocio, Con Mom and Con Dad are in a fight, and of course their fight has been put in private until some YouTubers in Nyabohanse, who are Mugesi Mukami and the other guy, I forgot the name, brought it out to the limelight. But as we know, Marwa always likes to put those things in private, of course, since he got some knowledge, or since he grew up. You know, the one thing about people is that we grow up every single day. So I think for the last 2 years, since Marwa got into a relationship with Rocio, he's kind of maturing. Okay, is anybody agreeing with me on that? Because I see some maturity in how he is handling situations at the moment than how he used to handle them. They were so bad. His decision making, how he made his decisions was so bad. But now you can see that is kind of changing. He's improving in how he is making his decision. Anyway, that is maybe just me that I'm observing that. Maybe others are observing it differently. Yeah, I'm not saying that he's perfect, but he is improving a little bit from what he used to do. Anyway, so okay, today I'm doing a video on a it's so close, right, that it's just the shoulders and all. But again, of importance is the message that I'm giving, right? Definitely. So I will start with Rocio's video. Basically, I feel like Rocio is mocking Marwa's dysfunctional family, because Marwa's family is a dysfunctional one, and there is no dispute about that. And whoever disputes that is just a person who has refused to accept the situation as it is, because the situation is not okay. That family is very, very dysfunctional, like really very dysfunctional. You understand? And Rocio is capitalizing on that dysfunctionality to kind of put Marwa in control, or like to control Marwa, in short. Rocio said something on one of her videos, actually the recent videos, which I will be playing for you this part. And then you will help me interpret, because I did not interpret that maybe I didn't interpret it in her favor. I interpreted it to suit my narrative. Anyway, I always interpret things to suit my narrative, so don't mind. Let me see if you can also interpret to back up my narrative. But again, immediately when I was playing that video and I had that part, it was like, yo, like I just was like, what is this? Like, are you trying to mock this family, or is this a message that you're trying to pass to Marwas' dysfunctional family? And what is funny enough, when I went to Rocio's comment section, I found a person, actually not one person, but about 3 people who are Rocio's subscribers and Marwa's subscribers, who felt the exact same way that I felt. The interpretation of that message, it was a jab that she was trying to throw at Marwa, or kind of mocking Marwa's family, you understand, and making it look like it's an African way of doing things. Okay, now let me play for you the video, and then we can discuss further from there after the video has played.
Keep having it and transmit to the family that I will create. So when I don't have it, I really miss something. I really miss, like, there's something that it is, I'm not 100% happy, when there's something that is very important to you and it gets neglected somehow. My heart pains a little bit, but now I'm very happy because I have them here, and our tradition, our natural way to do things is happening, and I'm so glad and so full of life again, and that's something very beautiful.
Okay.
So I want to go collect some eggs.
So here, basically, what she was trying to say was, you know what, actually I have played that video before she said the points that she wanted to say. I think that one does not come out proper, so please bear with my misgivings. I'm sorry, I apologize for that.
Sitting on the table, eating for hours, that's something that I really love, and I was really missing, because for me, eating in family is an important value that I want to keep having and transmit to the family that I will create. So when I don't have it, I really miss something. I really miss, like, there's something that it is, I'm not 100% happy, when there's something that is very important to you and it gets neglected somehow. My heart pains a little bit, but now I'm very happy because I have them here, and our tradition, our natural way to do things is...
I think that part I have already played earlier, so that one, the continuous part, that one you understand what she's saying. So basically she's complaining because she's not used to, in Marwa's family, she is not used to eating together with family. And she's complaining about that and saying that when she's doing that with her family, when they are eating together, it really makes her heart feel so happy. Now, this is the thing. I don't want to criticize Rocio for that. Why? I will be hypocritical if I criticize her for saying that, because even me as Nairobi teacher, we eat together. My family, we eat together, and you will find sometimes if I have gone just somewhere and I have taken longer than expected, my wife will be calling like, hey, we want to eat, where are you? How far are you? And if I say I am 20 minutes away, they will wait until I come so that we eat together. Not that they can't eat on their own while I'm not there, but it's because of that, you understand, that there is that joyness of eating together as a family. That also, it's not just me here, but even at my mom's, you understand, even at my mom's, you will find they will have to wait for everybody to be at the table before we begin eating. Even if the room is small and people are so many, they will wait for you wherever you are to come, and even if it's standing outside while eating because the room is full, but when it's time for eating, all the family members are gathered together to eat together as family. You understand? But now, why is Rocio complaining and saying that this is one of the values that has been neglected, of course, where she is? I think it's because in Marwa's family, these people have practiced, or rather they have that misunderstanding with each other. They don't see eye to eye, so you find people eat separately. Okay, people eat separately, everybody is eating on their own, and therefore Marwa took that culture to his own home, his own Villa Medellin, and he is adopting that culture of eating solo. Even while with Rocio, Marwa will eat alone, Rocio will eat alone. Marwa will be busy doing videos, I don't know where, in the forest somewhere there, showing people birds and all that, and Rocio will be left to eat alone. So she kind of feels like, yeah, this vibe, this is not our thing. So for her, she thinks that that is the African way of handling things, or rather how Africans do it. What she doesn't understand, that no, and if I'm wrong, please, if I'm wrong and you're a Kenyan in this house, or you're an African in this house, and you are saying that this is completely misinterpretation, that Rocio got it wrong, her experience, she's trying to make it look like it's the whole of Africa. No, it is not. This is just happening at Marwa's compound alone. Okay? Even, guys, sorry to say this, but I will still say it. For those people that watched my video that I did about where I grew up, you remember how I explained how I grew up. We used to have it all, you understand? So I remember during those times, or during those days, I was just a teenager, okay? And I remember we used to have a lot of workers, and these workers, some of them were looking after our cattle, others will do the farm work and things like that. So you will find that during the time of eating, okay, this one I can attest that I have seen some families here in Africa where workers have to eat separately from the main people. You know, like when other people are when the family members are eating, family members are gathered at a specific place, and workers are gathered at a specific place to eat alone. I remember during the days when I was a teenager, in our family, that never used to happen. Like when it is time to eat, everybody is coming to eat. Or actually, we never used to eat in the house, especially during daytime. I will be lying. Okay? We never used to eat in the living room during daytime. We will eat outside in the compound, where food will be put on the earth, okay, on earth. Food will be put on earth, on the grass, so that you will be eating from there, okay? And it used to be so nice because everybody is scattered on the grass compound there. Everybody, this one is eating from there, this one from there, this one from there. Like, it used to be very, very nice scenery, nice. And actually, I'm reliving that moment. Okay, of course now it's not happening, but yes, that is how it used to be. But we have other families that you'll find, like now, you'll find there is food that is cooked separately for workers, because that one is either undercooked or the low value addition food that is put aside for the cooks or for the workers. And then the good meal is now for the owners of the family. Okay, that is what happens to some family. I'm just stating what is obvious. Okay, so I think this is the kind of culture that Rocio has found herself in, and she is assuming that now that is how Africans do behave, that is how they do eat, because she has never had some good time to eat with Marwa. And it's evident even in this video when they are eating breakfast, and I'll play the video for you. When they are eating breakfast, Marwa is nowhere at the table, okay? And probably maybe that is the reason why Rocio is passing across this message. So I want you to see the people that are at the table during this breakfast meal. Marwa is nowhere at the table.
But he is with an absolutely beautiful outfit. Yes. Buen día. Buen día. Buen día. Buen día. Buen día.
Tengan todos ustedes buen
Buen
día.
Buen día, acá estamos en el amanecer africano con el mate argentino en la mano.
My dad, I wish you could understand Spanish, all of you, because he's making like poetry and your rhythms, the rhythms of Spanish, but maybe if I translate it's not going to make so much sense. We have the table full of colors, full of fruits for Maisha, bananas, and here we have something that Lady Laura is the cooker of the chef of the family. And the other day we harvested some mulberries. The tree is full of them, it's blossoming because it's so hot. And with the help of the kids, in 3 minutes they climb the tree. In 3 minutes we had a full basket full of mulberries, and she did kind of like a marmalade. So we will test it today. And also we want to cook.
Okay. So you've seen on that table, Marwa is nowhere to be seen. Marwa is not on that table. He is probably outside doing his video, or probably he will be taking his breakfast on his own. And that is why we've seen that we have even guests, and most Africans, especially Kenyans, let me speak on, Africa is very big. Africa is very big, Africa is very large, and Africa has diverse culture. Every place there is different cultures. Even here in Kenya, we have different cultures, okay? We totally have different cultures, but you find that our cultures, especially in hospitality, they are basically almost the same the entire country. So on this note, I will be speaking about Kenya. I will not be speaking about African culture. So in Kenya, most people, actually a lot of people, when your visitors come to your home, they visit you, you eat with your visitors. You actually make sure that you eat with the visitors every single day, not just the first day that the visitors came. Actually scrap that, and I will not edit it. I want you to scrap that. In Kenya, we eat together. Whether there are visitors or not, we eat together. And in a circumstance where you find that there is a dysfunctional family, okay, in case you meet a dysfunctional family, but when visitors are there, they will put a facade and eat together and laugh together for the sake of the visitors. And when visitors go, everybody will go back to eating with their dogs and others with their cats in their bedrooms. You understand? But we have to show the visitors our best behavior. That is the Kenyan culture. You understand? So here in this home, there is this dysfunctional family, and Rocio bumped into it when it was already dysfunctional. And guys, let me give you my own experience here now. I remember when I went to Marwas' place, and initially at first I thought that I had not known Kondad that much. So day one, I thought Kondad was an employee of the family. Why am I saying that I thought Kondad was an employee of the family? Because Kondad was the one who cooked the food, and served the food. The reason why he cooked the food was because, of course, there was a cook actually. There was a cook who was Diana Kemi then, but I don't know what happened. Diana Kemi did not cook. I think they did not trust her with cooking a lot of food because there were a lot of people. So it's like they did not trust her to cook a lot of food. So Condad was the one who went to the kitchen, and by then Conmam was going to school and coming back on weekends. You understand? So when I first saw them, I thought Condad was the employee who is helping Diana Kemi, only to realize 1 hour later that that is Condad. You understand? So during that time, everybody was eating separately. Marwa would come to the table, take his food on his plate, and will go. Remember that time he was not living in the villa. Okay, he was not living in the villa, he was still living with his parents. So he will grab his food, put on the table, and then go to his room. David Jr. will also do the same. The person that was eating at the dinner table was Condad, and their uncle who defied them. I've forgotten the name of that uncle. He just disappeared into thin air. The uncle that came and brought some drama in the streets here for some time and then disappeared. That uncle and Diana Kemi and the two visitors that were there, who was me and Vinny from Uganda. You understand? So there is that, and I think that is their norm. That is what they have been doing for quite some time. So Marwa got that character or that behavior from his own home, and then he took to his own home, where he is now practicing the same. And Rocio is not having it, and she's not feeling it, and she is lonely about it. Now, this is one of the comments that was left by a person who thinks that maybe this is an African thing, and this is what that person had to say. You have family in Nyabohanse too. You can create a tradition to invite them every Sunday for lunch, maybe? Because your family will leave for Argentina. What next? This person was like, okay, you're saying that you're not experiencing this togetherness and happiness. You become lonely because you don't eat together, things like that. What will happen when now, okay, because she said, Rocio said, now she's happy because her family is there and they are able to eat together. So the question is, what is going to happen if the family decides to not decide? Eventually they will have to go to Argentina. She will go back to her loneliness. Why can't she recreate that culture in that family? Because that family does not have that culture. Why can't she introduce that togetherness or eating together culture? Of course, she can't, because one, why? If Conmam is coming to visit them and she can't even say hi to her, how do you expect her to introduce that culture to people that she already does not like? Because clearly she doesn't like them. But I'm with Rocio on this family eating together thing. I am with Rocio 100% on that. Now, there is also another comment that was left here, and it really made a lot of sense. And this was also somebody who was like, yo, this is not our African culture. If you're trying to say that, yeah, maybe this is what you guys do here in Africa, people eat solo, they don't appreciate that, you know, lifestyle of having that togetherness. No, that is not what we do here. Here we are always eating together. Okay, we are always eating together. It doesn't matter how small the family is or how large the family is. People are always around together. Now, this is the comment from Edith Figuero. I don't know if I have pronounced that correctly. I want to read it for you guys. Hi Rocio, I know you value family around the table all the time. So do many of us. And I am sorry if I hurt you with this. This is the problem with these people. They have always to apologize for speaking the truth, or else they'll be kicked out. You said it pains you, and now that your family is around, you are okay. The thing is, If you are married, even if you are in Argentina, you have to invite them to you or go to them. Other than that, they also have their lives, which is fact. I know that there are a lot of things that you miss by being with Marwa, but you also have to remember there are a lot of things he might also be missing because of the culture between the two of you, but he doesn't talk about it all the time. I'm just saying, let's not assume that it's hard for one person. You guys have to persevere with each other. I have worked with people who have no one to stand with them in the whole world. They are just alone, period. So find a way to appreciate even when your family is not around. I am just saying life is not what we want it to be. It is what God wants it to be. You can also have one thing and not have the biggest thing in life. At least you have family and extended family. Some people are not that blessed. I am sorry if I touched a button by saying this. I just feel like you bring up the fact that you don't have company all the time. Okay, she's always complaining all the time. And it just directly shows that Marwa is not there for you. That's how some of us translate it. No, that is how it is. It's not how some of us translate it. It is how she's made it to look like, and that is how it is. And that is what we're going to run with. Sorry. Again, as I said, there is a difference in the two of you, and I'm sure he has things on his mind too, but Marwa doesn't talk about things unless you guys are talking on camera about it. Boom! There you have it. They are always talking their issues on camera. They don't have time to talk about their issues off camera or privately. Now that will be bringing me to my second conversation of this day, where Marwa and Rocio, where Marwa introduced land on camera. Rocio was not aware that Marwa had bought land, and Rocio was so upset about it. Like, how do you tell me you've purchased land on camera? Just subscribers and I, we are knowing about being owners of a land on camera. How does that happen? Okay, find a way to cope. This includes making friends. Anyway, sorry if I offended you. I just think no one can have it all, no matter what part of the world they are. Otherwise, of course, and then the person goes ahead to go and simp because of speaking the facts so that she does not get kicked out of the channel. Now, this person has brought about a very, very important conversation where it is true they don't live together. Maybe Marwa is not together with Mom and all that. They have separate homes and things like that. But again, it's up to Rocio to invite her mother-in-law to be coming over for lunch, for dinner. Mom, hey, can you guys come over today? And Conrad, can you guys come today over for lunch and for dinner? And you see, when they do things like that, invite each other for lunch and all that, you will find that most of these misunderstandings, most of how Rocio looks down upon Marwa's family, you will find that these things will start disappearing because now they'll be having that conversation more often and also getting to understand each other. Okay, there is also a thing here in Africa that we usually say musizoyane. Musizoyane is like, don't get used to each other so much. If you get used to each other so much, there will be that disrespect. But in this case, there is already disrespect between Rocio and Marwa's family. There is already disrespect. They are not used to each other. So this can only be broken if this family are starting to spend time together with each other and not sending each other away. Okay, like how Conmam was sent away so that Rocio can have time with her family. Conmam is part of the family. Why can't she be included in these tours? Why can't she be included in going to see the waterfalls? She's retired now. She has all the time in her hands. She can also be included in those excursions and things like that. Masai Mara, those tours, she can be included in all those things. But no, she's not. Why? Why is she not being invited in those things? It's a very sad affair. Now that brings me to conversation number 2, whereby it was played on camera, Rocio being introduced to new land by Marwa, who had bought land. He introduced Nkomo to land, but introduced Rocio to land after, on camera actually, not after, but on camera. So I'll be presenting those video clips here for you all to see. And it was not a good scenario. It got to a point where Marwa had to walk away. Okay, Marwa had to walk away, and the reason why he had to walk away, it's because of how Rocio acted. She acted surprised, of which indeed she was surprised, because how do you introduce that to me on camera unless there is something that we are not being told here? Okay, unless there is something that we're not being told here, and that is why this is being introduced on camera, because there is no way. Okay, and no, okay, now let me bring that one. Yes,
Your life becomes good.
I see here it's about donations, obviously. Imagine somebody has bought land and then they tell you he's broke, now you should send him money, at least $1, when he said his money is out because he's purchased property. And the people that are even watching him, some of them haven't even eaten, leave alone you have money to buy land. Others, they are living on mortgages. Others, they don't even, and you see, this one is not like I have bought land because I never had land. You see, there is a very big difference between I have bought land, finally I own a piece of land. But this one is not I have bought land because now I own a piece of land. No, I have bought land, now I own a half of Nyabuhanse. This is that scenario, you get it? And then you're like, so I'm broke, send me money. I am broke because I have bought another one of my many pieces of land, and you who do not even have a piece of land, send me $1. Okay, anyway, that was not even the conversation or that I wanted to talk about. I am on this relationship between this broken relationship between Rocio and Marwa. So let me play it out again here. I was looking for the exact place. I think, yeah, I figured it's because I also wanted to talk about that part of the donation. That is why I screenshotted that part to show you guys. But yes, that it was not the main point of the day.
Rocio, you know we bought land.
Yeah, now I know.
Yeah, we just bought land. But I had told you 2 days ago or 3.
But
The thing about the owner of the land, he didn't show direct willingness of selling us. It was 50-50. We were not sure if he will come, but he showed up. And we closed it. Yeah. But now I cannot force people to communicate before they want to communicate. Guys, we were buying land. This owner of this land.
So the question is, who is Marwa telling? You know, you can't force people to communicate when they don't want to communicate. Is he talking in parables about Rocio because it looks like they were not communicating? Is he talking in parables, or is he talking about the owner of the land? Who is he talking about?
Again, we talked again. When I was going to give him money again, he said no. So this was the third time. I could not tell my wife I'm going to buy land. I had already told her I'm going to buy land, but I was not sure if I'm going to buy land today. So he put very high price, and all of a sudden, we were able to actually buy the land. So I'm very happy. Now we have this land from here, all the way the other side, all the way to the house over there. I'll take you one of these fine days, you see. And but in my heart I feel happy, because now the horses will not have to everyday walk to go to the school, and sometimes not just to go to the school, but they get Mura. I think
Okay. So you see, Rocio is finding out that they bought land just as you, the subscriber. Now, what does that tell you? There is a lot of miscommunication, and also I think there is also trust issues. And Probably Rocio is the one who has given indications of these trust issues, and that is why Marwa is doing these things privately, or because Rocio wanted to object to this. You understand? Like maybe she would have objected to Marwa purchasing land, and that is why he decided. The only reason why he would do that without telling her, it's maybe because he knows very well if he told her that he's going to purchase land, she would have said no or brought in about some issues. So what he did, he went, purchased, and said, I will deal with consequences later. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you there is also some miscommunication between these two people. Like, things are not okay. And the reason why I'm telling you that things are not okay, it is the same, on that day when Marwa released this video and told Rocio so that he purchased land. The following morning is the video that I played earlier when I started this reaction, whereby Rocio was having breakfast with her family and Marwa was nowhere at the table. So basically, these guys, after the camera went off, they had a quarrel about the purchase of this land without Rocio's knowledge. Who was introduced to the farm? I saw Uncle Mo was the first person to be introduced to the farm. This tells you one thing, that he trusts, because another thing that you're supposed to know, yeah? Right now, me as Nairobi teacher, if I go and purchase property somewhere, right? The first person that I will put as my witness on the property that I have purchased is my wife. Why? Because I know in case anything happens to me, she will become the second, okay, the beneficiary of that because of my kids. You understand? But if Marwa went to purchase this land, Rocio was not even aware that land is being purchased. That means she was not a witness anywhere of that land purchase, meaning she has no any rights whatsoever to that land because, of course, they are in fact not married. So, in case anything happens, as Marwa said with Uncle Mo while they were touring the land, if anything happens, Uncle Mo is aware of where Marwa's property or where some of Marwa's property are. Imagine, Uncle Mo knows, but Rocio does not. What does that tell you? To me, that is a very big, huge red flag that Marwa just raised there. He does not trust the woman. He does not trust Rocio, and that is why she was not there as a witness to this property purchase. Okay? Anyway, tell me what you think about this entire video. And yes, thank you for watching up to this point. And if you have not liked the video, I would urge you to please consider liking this video, because you liking the video really helps the channel to grow, and also my video to get suggested by YouTube to other users. And to the new subscribers, thank you very much. And for those people that usually join in and subscribe to the channel because of the vlogs that I do, I would want to tell you that vlogs are like a side chick. Okay, this is the main chick. Reaction is the main, and vlogs are just there by the way. And yes, I'll be doing more of those vlogs because I see that a lot of people are enjoying them. So yes, I'll be throwing them here and there. Otherwise, in the meantime, hit that like button if you've not liked the video. And I, Nairobi teacher, will definitely be seeing you in another reaction video. Cheers, bye-bye, and definitely see you in the next one. Happy new month to all of you now Americans, because for us it was happy new month yesterday, but to Americans, today is now your happy new month. So happy new month to you. For us, we are almost going on 2nd of December. Anyway, cheers and bye-bye. See you in the next one.